Welcome, crypto fam, to the number one daily Bitcoin pod. Shout out to everyone out there in the live chat this morning. In today's show, I'm going to be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as we do each and every day. We're also going to be discussing the Bitcoin ETF demand could rise as the price drops, according to the latest crypto analyst reports. As well as Bitcoin consolidation continues, crypto analysts compare the Bitcoin movements to the previous cycles. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin demand in Argentina reaches its highest point in nearly 2 years, as well as you're not ready for what's coming next after Bitcoin hits $90,000 per coin. I'll be sharing an outlook from this other analyst, as well as Cathie Wood says Bitcoin is going to rise over $3.5 million per coin. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more in today's show. Now, shout out everyone. Let me know if the stream is loud, clear, and smooth. I'm in a mobile location today on the go, so let me know. I'm going to check the chat here on the phone. It's lagging. Oh boy. Oh boy. Live, loud, a little stuttery, but working. Right on. Dankness. Maybe to do with the biz rate, yo. I have it set to 6,000. Maybe need to drop it to 2,000. Not sure. But as long as you guys can hear me, let me know. I'm also recording it, so we'll have the edited version, which won't be stuttery. I wonder if I could change the biz rate as I'm live. I doubt it, but let's check it out. No, it don't give me that option. Oh well. As long as you guys can hear me, all is well. All right, we'll just keep it moving. Welcome, everyone. You can see Bitcoin back on the rise, up $2,000 for the day. Trading now back above 65,500, which is pretty awesome. Welcome, everyone just joining the chat. Pump the likes to pump the stream. I appreciate it. A lot of news to cover today as we share each and every day. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every day, just like this. Today is pod episode 1588. I'm your host, JV, and it's March 23rd, 2024. Bitcoin up over 2,000 on the day on the rise. Pumping it up as we do. Pump it up. Gotta love that. So anyways, let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. You can see Bitcoin up 3.5% on the daily. We got ETH now trading back above 3,400, and virtually all the major alts pumping right now as the market cap continues to rise. Checking out coin market cap. The market cap's at roughly 2.5 billion. You gotta love it. And also the 24-hour volume is 90 billion with Bitcoin dominance at 51.5% and the Ether dominance at 16.5%. Ether dominance has been pulling back. Some of the top gainers within the past 24 hours include eCash, Toncoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Below that, Satoshi Vision, Gala, and Doge. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective. As I shared, virtually everything back on the rise, and zooming out on the monthly, even bigger gainers. Many of these meme coins up over 500, 600%. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, we're rated back at a 73. Greed, yesterday 75, last week an 81. Extreme. And last month, a 74. And checking out the Bitcoin halving countdown clock, there's 28 days left until the Bitcoin halving, scheduled to take place April 20th. Happy 420. That's pretty lit, pun intended. And checking out the time chain calendar, we're currently at 835,948 as far as the block, and $1 is equivalent to 1,523 Satoshis. So there you have it. Welcome, everyone just joining the stream. Pump it up.
Pump it up. Pump it up.
Now, we all know Bitcoin is the best asset. You agree? And there is no second best asset.
Agreed. But anyways, fam, welcome everyone just joining the stream. Let's now do some Bitcoin TA. Check out the charts where the price action likely to go next. Bitcoin could already be seeing momentum turning momentum turning as the institutional Bitcoin outflows recede. Hence why we're pumping right now. Latest data from the UK investment firm Farside shows the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust losing 170 million on March 22nd, which is pretty wild. The U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs have been at the center of attention for arguably the wrong reasons this week. Inflows have declined significantly versus the start of March, while GBTC outflows hit record highs, producing 5 consecutive days of net reductions in assets under management. The timing appears not to be random. As reported, bankrupt crypto lender Genesis is rumored to have been selling its GBTC position throughout the week, and should this now have concluded, the downward pressure on ETF trends could ease. Quoting the analysts here, net flows out of the Bitcoin ETFs dropped 51.6 million yesterday, helping by a big slowdown in GBTC selling. As pointed out there by Farside, the pivot point theory is also shared by on-chain analyst statistician Willy Woo, creator of the on-chain data resource Wooble. Woo reveals a new model comparing ETF inflows with the Bitcoin price action. While he did not give specific information on which data is used for the metric, he suggests that the most intense phase of offloading might be over. Quoting him here, according to this new model I've been playing with, the worst of the sell down is in the first phase of consolidation and may be over. I'm kind of expecting consolidation to run right into the halvening, thus more choppiness through April, as pointed out here on this chart, showing you the Bitcoin inflow model. Now, pseudonymous commentator Whale Panda agreed on the outlook. In his own assessment of the week's flows, he remained optimistic on the near-term Bitcoin price action, suggesting that the tailwinds for a return to price discovery could be in phase as early as next week. Quoting him here, now we'll most likely have a sideways weekend and potentially consolidate a bit more next week until the path up to the new all-time high. Now, lots of people have been shaken out. Lots of people waiting for the lower. With current emissions scheduled at 64,000, we need 57.6 million of inflows per day to scoop up the daily mined coins. In less than a month, with the having that total of 28.8 million. Now, others were more critical of GBTC, which now retains barely half the assets under management it had when it converted into an ETF back in January. They once controlled over 600,000 of the Bitcoin supply. Now they're down to 300-something thousand, which is pretty crazy. As pointed out here, it was the market at the center of the 2022 market collapse, and it's the product whose net outflows are the biggest headwind to Bitcoin now. So as a whole, the spot Bitcoin products represent the most successful ETF launch in history since they began trading, cumulative flows reaching 12.15 billion. And earlier, Cathie Wood, CEO of ARK Invest, said the bulk of the institutional exposure is still yet to come. And stick around. Our feature story of the day is Cathie Wood predicting Bitcoin will soar past $3.5 million per coin. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. My apologies if it's a little laggy. I'm going to tweak the bitrate settings after the show for the next show so we get this on point. But let me know where you guys are tuned in from. Shout out Lax Guy, shout out Wayne, shout out Spooky, shout out Dankness, shout out K-Jam, shout out Jennifer, all the moderators. Greatly appreciate your support. Shout out Kelvin, Haley, to the moon. Welcome, welcome. Everyone just tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button, pump the like, help pump the stream.
And that is why we are here, right? Because we need an asset. Bitcoin is the best. There is no second best. Now, we all know Bitcoin.
Look, pump it up if your game and went long. When the dip hit, you just stayed like King Kong.
If you got more than 5 sats in your stack, let's get it on. And happy Sat Stacking Saturday, by the way. But let's dive into our next story of the day. Let's discuss these Bitcoin ETFs a little more detail so you guys can see what's happening right now. Bitcoin ETF demand could rise as the prices drop, according to analysts. That's right. Amid Bitcoin's price decline, the spot Bitcoin ETF market has been gloomy recently. Despite these persistent declining net flows, we have Ki Jong-ju, prominent analyst of Crypto Quant, predicting a possible resurgence into the spot Bitcoin ETF market.
More than 5 sats in your stack, then get it on.
In a new post, he shared that the spot Bitcoin ETF net flows could rise even as the Bitcoin price decline continues. Using data from the historical net flow trends, the analyst noted that demand for Bitcoin ETFs usually kicks in when the crypto traces to certain support levels. And according to data from analytics firm BitMEX, these Bitcoin ETFs have recorded a negative flow for the last 4 trading sessions. This situation has been marked by significant levels of the grayscale Bitcoin trust outflows and the record low inflows for the other ETFs, mainly the market leaders BlackRock's IBIT and Fidelity's BTC. Now, he also noted that the new Bitcoin whales, especially the buyers, have an on-chain cost basis of roughly $56,000. This indicates significant Bitcoin hodlers, particularly ETF investors, typically acquiring Bitcoin at an average price of $56,000, meaning they're all in profit. So in line with this pattern, the crypto quantitative expert anticipates significant inflows into the spot Bitcoin ETF market should Bitcoin attain the mentioned price threshold. So Bitcoin's price, as we know, fluctuated between 62 to 68,000 over the past week. He suggests that such a decline is plausible given that corrections typically see a maximum drop of 30%. Now, with Bitcoin's recent peak of 73.8, the analysts forecast that the asset's price could drop as low as 51,000. However, over the past 48 hours, we dropped 13% from the new all-time high, which we just recently witnessed. And we were near 60,000, and right now we're right back above 65,000. The report also shows the Bitcoin bull cycle is not over, given the relatively low level of investment flows from new investors and price valuation metrics still below the levels seen for the past market tops. Meanwhile, we all know the Bitcoin halving family, roughly 25 to 30 days out. It could happen on 4/20. Make some noise to that. The daily issuance is going to get cut in half to the miners from 900 a day to 450 per day. And the inflows from the ETFs alone are going to create a supply shock, which CryptoQuant is also predicting within the next 6 months. And look at that price action continuing to pump. Let's go.
Had the people on my back to get a song. Very broke, have a talk, we smoked them like a bomb.
Yeah, damn right. Shout out Jackson, Freddie, Midwest, Zach, Larry, Peter, everyone just joining us and tuning in. Happy Stacking Saturday. We finally got a nice little pump. We're up 2,000 on the day. But let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss these Bitcoin cycles in a little more detail for you guys. And welcome everyone just joining us. Cheers. With Bitcoin falling nearly 7% in the last week, we had one analyst believing the correction is all a part of the process. I definitely agree with that. Crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Poppe, quoting him here from X, the consolidation on Bitcoin continues. I don't think we'll see much spectacle coming from Bitcoin. If we do, it'll need to break 70,300 and above. There is time for the new all-time highs, but I suspect we are still seeing the case of the peaking pre-halving, just like in any other cycle. The Bitcoin halving refers to the quadrennial event when Bitcoin mining rewards get cut in half, like we were just discussing. And according to the analyst, the Bitcoin price chart is similar to the 2016-2017 cycle chart. Let me know in the chat if you guys were around for that specific halving. Quoting him here, in some way, the price action of Bitcoin is comparable to the 2016-2017 cycle. Peak 4 weeks before the halving takes place, consolidation and another correction, after which a slow upward grind happens until acceleration 6 months later. Look at that chart. Van de Poppe also claims that the Bitcoin correction only strengthens his bullish thesis. Quoting him again, Bitcoin still correcting down. My main thesis is that we have seen the pre-halving type and that we are going to have a long, massive bull market. Anything in the lower boundaries is a buy opportunity. PTFD. Interested in buying the dips on the altcoins too, says Van de Poppe. So there you have it. Fam, let me know your thoughts on that. And are you just as bullish? Holla as we continue this pump. 66 incoming. Send it. But let's dive into our next story, family. We're going to be discussing the latest out of Argentina. And shout out Javier Milei. The headline reads, Bitcoin demand in Argentina reaches highest point in nearly 2 years. That's right. Argentina's efforts to preserve their savings amid the ongoing decline of their national currency, which is the Argentine peso, has resulted in the nation recently hitting its highest demand for Bitcoin in 20 months, according to a recent report. So Bloomberg reported that Lemon Cash revealed nearly 35,000 customers in Argentina purchased Bitcoin in the week ending March 10th, which is double the weekly average compared to 2023. A major factor for the increase in demand is the ongoing decline of the nation's currency. I heard inflation was up like 250%, which is wild. Over the past 12 months, their value for their currency against the US dollar plummeted fourfold, dropping from 0.0049 USD per their peso in March 2023 to 0.0012. Ouch. At this time, that's 4x, family. However, it was noted that Lemon wasn't the only platform seeing a surge in demand. Other major exchanges in Argentina, such as Ripio and Belo, reported similar trends. And according to the CEO of the digital wallet Belo, manual stablecoin purchases in Argentina declined from 70 to 60% as Bitcoin's recent price surge attracted more interest, so ultimately taking their market share. Quoting them here, the user decides to buy Bitcoin when they see the news that the currency is going up, while stablecoin is more pragmatic and many times used for transactional purposes as a vehicle to make payments abroad. He also claimed that Belo has seen volume in Bitcoin and Ether increase tenfold thus far, 2024, compared to the same period last year. However, a recent report suggests the interest in stablecoins might still exist, as Argentines are possibly choosing not to use the well-known exchanges within the country for purchasing them. Well, sounds like they know better, so pretty cool. Now, as reported, black market exchanges, which are referred to as crypto caves to buy USD stablecoins, is in an effort to escape strict currency controls and the rising inflation of the Argentine peso. Wild. Meanwhile, the use of digital currency for specific transactions is slowly gaining traction within the country. December 2023, Diana Mondino, Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Trade and Worship, claimed that a decree aimed at economic reform and deregulation would allow the use of Bitcoin and other cryptos in the country under certain conditions. And following the ruling, a local landlord and tenant in Rosario, the third most populated city in Argentina, sealed a rental agreement where the latter would pay a monthly rent in Bitcoin. Very interesting developments, a lot going on in Argentina. Also, they have the new president, Javier Milei, and look at that, 66. We just tapped it, family. So congratulations. Shout out to all the Bitcoin hodlers. Let's go.
We heard Kramer report that. He said, we bought more bags till we got a sword back.
Welcome everyone joining the stream. Pump the likes, pump the stream, and let's dive into our next story of the day. We're going to discuss this $90,000 target, and then we'll be discussing the latest $3.5 million target from ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood. So here we go. Crypto analyst Kevin Svensson is forecasting the path forward for Bitcoin over the coming weeks and months. In a new video, he tells his subs that higher levels of volatility will ensue if when Bitcoin surges by nearly 40% from the current level. Send it. According to Svensson, once Bitcoin confirms the fourth stage of the parabolic curve pattern on the weekly chart, the levels of volatility will rise. In TA, a parabolic curve pattern has 4 stages, with the fourth phase becoming the launching pad for the breakout towards a higher level that is typically known as the sell point, or when an area of a major correction begins. Quoting the analyst here, what we just saw here was the touch for the 4 base. If we do in fact hit another high, that would be confirmed as base 4. We can't confirm base 4 until we break out again for the next leg up. This means the Bitcoin is now looking for the final extension up to the sell point, where the chart basically goes fully vertical. Fully vertical up to base 4, according to the textbook, is $90,000.
Pump it up, don't you know, pump it up.
I went into very deep detail about what I think is going to happen after we hit 90,000. If this dip for Bitcoin from the all-time high of over 73,000 to under 63,000 earlier this month scared you, you are not ready for what's coming next, because you're going to see much bigger swings. So there you have it. And he also shared a chart. And if you guys want to watch the video in full by the analyst, be sure to check the show notes below the video in the descriptions. But ultimately, what to expect if the volatility levels reach this magnitude is, here's what he says in comparison to 2017. And so if we go to 90,000 and we get a classic 2017 40% dip from 90,000, a punch up to 90,000, a pullback to maybe into the 50,000s, consolidate, run up again into 6 figures, a classic 2017 breakdown of the parabolic trend. And then when happens, becomes a larger trend, well, during that moment, your portfolio would drop in half. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst, Kevin Svensson. I'm going to read some of these comments out loud. Shout out OG Crypto Bootleg, 66.7 already on crypto.com. Pump it up. Jace, welcome family. Steve, welcome. Welcome everyone.
You've got to pump it up, don't you know? got to pump it up.
Hey, pay attention on how I break this Bitcoin slang down.
Yo, but anyways, family, let's get right into it, shall we? Now let's discuss our feature story of the day. ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood is predicting Bitcoin soaring past $3.5 million per coin in her most recent interview. So let's break this down, shall we? Here we go. ARK Invest CEO Superwoman Cathie Wood called Bitcoin a financial superhighway. Love that. Emphasizing the important use cases for the cryptocurrency and emerging markets. Wood, whose ARK Invest recently became one of the issuers of the spot Bitcoin ETF, ARK-B, said the asset manager is focused on emerging markets and the macro environment worldwide, which has been shocked by the U.S. Federal Reserve's increase in interest rates. She said during a fireside chat at the Friday Bitcoin Investor Day conference in New York. That's what's up. Quoting her here, there are signals that not all is well in the world, she said, about countries like Nigeria, one of the biggest adopters of Bitcoin because of the strong depreciation of the country's currency. And because of that, Wood sees Bitcoin as a risk-off asset and a risk-on asset. ARK's spot Bitcoin ETF has become one of the more successful Bitcoin ETFs amongst the 10 funds issued in January. That was on the 11th. Now, Wood said that with more institutions entering the space, mathematically speaking, the Bitcoin price could easily rise above $3.5 million per coin. However, she wouldn't give a specific price target, but she did say Bitcoin has miles to go. She said instead and pointed out to her previous call of 1.5 million price target. And I've also shared a more updated target, I think about a week ago or a few days ago on the pod, where she was pointing out Bitcoin ultimately going to 2.3 million. So this is the highest number I've heard come out of her mouth, according to this source from that fireside chat. So there you have it. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with Cathie Wood and her bullish price target or where Bitcoin is heading. And what are your thoughts on how she described it as calling Bitcoin a financial super highway? Let me know. Now, many analysts are also projecting very big price projections heading into the years. We know we have in 1 month of Bitcoin halving a major catalyst. Typically post-halving, we run up to unprecedented all-time highs, price discovery mode. And what's interesting of this cycle in particular, for the first time ever, we hit the new all-time high, entering price discovery mode already like 3 or 4 times in the past couple of weeks, which is pretty phenomenal. So it's going to be pretty lit to see where Bitcoin takes us along this journey. And the beauty of it, no one knows. You know what I mean? No one can really predict what Bitcoin will do. Bitcoin's really not attached to anything. It's on its own vector. It's its own financial superhighway, as Cathie Wood put it. And other things Cathie has pointed out before that I remember, she refers to Bitcoin as the ultimate insurance policy. That's insurance against government overreach. That's insurance against a dwindling US dollar and its value of a fiat currency, aka tulip bowl monopoly money, right? It's also, I've heard her say this, it's a hedge against inflation, and it's also a hedge against deflation. So there's just so many advantageous reasons to acquire Bitcoin. And even look at what's happening right now with people like Donald Trump. They're trying to seize his properties and take them away from him. And you can't do that with self-custodied Bitcoin, right? They can take his property, they can take his gold, they can take his fiat, they can take his bank accounts, they can freeze his digital monies in the digital, fiat realms of the central banks, but they can't do that to Bitcoin because Bitcoin is immutable. Bitcoin transactions are irreversible. Bitcoin transaction, the settlement is the transaction. You can't do that in the legacy financial system, right? Banks are still using SWIFT, which is a technology so out of date, it's not even funny. So the institutions will come around, and my apologies. I know it's a laggy stream, but nonetheless, you can hear me loud and clear. So we appreciate you guys. Let me know where you feel the Bitcoin price action is likely to go by the time of this halving in roughly 3 to 4 weeks. Hopefully it's on 420. That'd be pretty lit. And pretty good. Jay says, I can't understand anyone who sells their biddies. Amen to that. I don't understand that either. But to each their own. someone has to buy them. And in order for someone to buy them, someone typically has to sell them. So it is what it is. What's good, Sail Dog? Good to see you. Thomas, I prefer the word juggernaut. I like that word too.
60 G's, baby!
It's red panty night when you sign to find me, yeah? Back at home with your wife.
Cheers, Paz Maria. I appreciate you joining the live stream. My apologies for the choppiness. I'm on my mobile studio today, and I apparently need to adjust the bitrate settings for this internet that I'm currently at. So tomorrow's show, we'll have it tweaked out. Appreciate y'all patience, and I'll also be back this evening, 10 p.m. Eastern for the premiere. There won't be any lag because it records perfectly. It's just the stream. Something's up with the streaming settings I have to tweak. So shout out to everyone out there tuned in. I know we've been going early all week. Yesterday we went live very early. Today we're back in the afternoon, going on 2 p.m. here. Shout out Cathie Wood. And I appreciate y'all's support. What up, Christopher? And appreciate you tuning in every day. Pause, Marie. Respect.
Well. You know what time it is.
And right now we're streaming on Rumble as well. It is a dual stream, but we're not going to have an after party. Instead, I'm just going to do Q&A collectively here due to the streaming lagging. So we're just going to stick to the both platforms. No uncensored pod today. Typically, we would do the stream on both platforms, and then when the YouTube stream ends, we continue with the uncensored version only on Rumble, but we're just going to stream, continue to do some Q&A on both Rumble and YouTube. Just nothing uncensored. Good stuff. How's the vacay with the kiddo and the Nipsey as the guard dog? Yeah, you heard the guard dogs earlier. There's two at this house, and one of them is Nipsey. And they see someone, they go wild. They're perfect. What up, Christopher? Welcome to the stream. Welcome anyone just tuning in right now. Pump the like, pump the stream, and let's get it. Orange, yes, that is correct. It's really orange panty night. 100%. Spot on with that one.
Whew. We back, baby. Bitcoin, shitcoins, or NFTs. There's no greater feeling than hitting that sweet old time high in this bitch.
Yes. We just watch it pump and get rich.
Watch it pump to the sky, we just buy and get rich. Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump.
Pump.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 says commandments.
Pump, baby, we just buy and get rich. Get right back, we back in the black, we back in the green.
Yes, sir. What up, K-Jam? Lower your video bandwidth output. Cut the video camera. Yeah, you got it. So the video output bandwidth, is that the same as the bitrate? I appreciate the insights. Let me know if that's the same. Yeah, I can't do it while live, unfortunately, but for the next pod, we'll have that tweaked out. Definitely, I'll play with that. But yeah, let's kill that. We can go. I guess I have to do something where I'm sharing a screen and then it makes the video smaller and then it's not choppy. But the only downside, then you can't see the live chat. But I can still read the comments, of course, because I got the live chat on my phone. So that's the drawback. Oh, but I see what you mean. If I'm in that scene, maybe go here, and then I can just, you're saying cut the camera out would be this, and just talk, which I can, but then I'm not showing nothing, so I got to show something on the screen. What a scenario, yo. Oh, what happened there? I'm in the wrong setting. Something like that. I guess you can't. Okay. Kind of limited, I guess, what you can do while you're streaming.